Do More Good is the rally cry of the U of I Community Credit Union, and today they are here to do more good by giving you tips on how to spot scams and avoid fraud. I'm joined today by Sherry Shannon and Liz Welch. Thank you so much for sponsoring our segment today and for being here.
Of course. We're happy to be here, Jacqueline. Thank you.
All right, so let's just dive right in. How can you avoid scams with all of the emailing and texting and all of the things that come to you and look like they might be real? How do you know that they're not?
It's really hard to tell, but the first thing I would say, if you get a text and you're not 100% sure where it came from, or even an email, rather than clicking links, go out to the website yourself, check out their website for the offers that they're sharing with you. Or if it's a text message that you have a product coming from somebody you've ordered from, chances are you have their app on your phone. Go to the app and double check the shipping information there. Be very, very careful about clicking on any links that you're not familiar with.
Yeah, that's really good advice. Were you going to add something?
I was just going to say, making sure we're just not clicking anything.
Okay.
Anything.
Yeah. All right. Never click. Go proactively and find it yourself. All right.
Absolutely.
That's a great piece of advice. What about if somebody calls and says, hey, they know my name, they know my address maybe, and then they're asking for like a third piece of information, but I'm pretty sure that I know who it is because they seem to know me. How do I know if I should give that information out?
I would first ask yourself, were you prepared for this phone call? Is this something you had asked for previously? So did you ask for the institution to call you? Did you ask for whatever company to call you? If the answer is no, then don't give them any information. No financial institution is ever going to ask you over the phone for any of your information. They're not going to call you and ask you to give them their account numbers or your passwords. So I would say no.
Okay. And I would say just a real safe rule of thumb, never give personal information to anyone over the phone. Mm-hmm. Not your family, not even a trusted friend or a trusted source. Don't give that information out.
Okay. And then what about if the worst happens and I find out that someone has duped me and I've accidentally given somebody information that they should not have? What do I do next?
Contact your financial institutions and your lenders. Just let them know that that has happened. The other thing is go out and freezing your credit report, because with that information, somebody can access credit through your under your name. So you want to be very careful, and by putting a freeze on your credit, that will stop them.
Okay.
And one place you can do that is annualcreditreport.com.
Okay, annualcreditreport.com to freeze credit. Now, I have so many follow-up questions about freezing credit, just because I personally was very hesitant to do that, because what if it's hard to unfreeze? What if I need to apply for something and I don't have time to unfreeze it? What if I lose whatever information I need to unfreeze it? Is it stuck frozen forever? Can you speak a little bit to that?
Sure, it's very easy. When you freeze your credit, you get a website where you can go and access and manage that freeze. So if you're wanting to apply for credit yourself, you can be proactive and go in and manage that. You can set up a length of time that you want to unfreeze the credit, and then it will automatically freeze back at the end of that time. Or it's so easy, you can do it on the spot while my husband and I were purchasing some new furniture over the weekend, and we found we could take advantage of a interest-free. And while we were applying for that, I was like, oh, stop, I've got to unfreeze my credit. And I was able to unfreeze it within minutes.
Oh, wow.
And then it freezes right back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice and easy.
I was going to say, so that makes me feel a little bit better about that. And I think especially with all of the new scams and particularly the AI scams. So one thing that I've heard about that I find really scary is like the voice mimicking, where they'll have a trusted relative like your grandma or something call you and say, I need you to wire me X amount of money or something like that, but it's your grandma. So how do you, even if you weren't expecting that phone call, but it's somebody that you know, sort of what advice would you give there?
If it's out of context, like wiring money, if they're not asking you to wire money on a normal basis, hang up the phone and call their phone number.
Okay.
And get them on the phone and make sure they are actually who you're talking with.
Because they can spoof your voice and they can spoof your phone number now too, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So it looks like it is grandma, but it might not be grandma.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Now, I know that you are both so much fun and always bring me fun games. So I hear you brought me a Spot the Fraud game.
Yes, we did.
Okay. So how does this work?
So Liz has created a couple of slides. One is an email.
Okay.
And one is a text. And then we want you to see if you can spot just a couple of items that would maybe pique your interest.
Be a red flag.
So, be a red flag for that. And then we have the correct slide as well.
All right, so let's take a look at this slide and see if I can spot the fraud. All right, so urgent, your account will be suspended. We've detected unusual activity on your, dear customer. That to me, because it doesn't say my name, I would imagine if Liz and Sherry wanted to talk to me, they would say, Dear Jacqueline, we have detected unusual activity on your account. To ensure your account is not suspended, please verify your identity by clicking the link below, which you said don't click the verification link. Failure to verify your account within 24 hours will result in suspension. Thank you for your prompt attention to this matter. Sincerely, Banking Services Support Team. So I would say the dear customer is a red flag. I obviously am not going to click on any links now that you've told me not to do that. And I feel like this will result in suspension is a little bit drastic.
Yep.
Because I feel like maybe you would give me a little bit more leeway, or like if I called, we could work through it.
Yep.
So to me, the urgency in it feels a little bit overwhelming, and like you're trying to get me to click before I...
You are spot on.
You are.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
So let's see the answer slide.
So the urgent.
Okay.
The email being a little obscured.
Okay.
The dear customer, again, we didn't put your name. The verifying of the account, that link is always, don't click on those.
Okay.
And yes, so the asking you to do something urgently, or it's going to be a negative impact right away. So like that quick 24 hours, if you don't respond, we're gonna suspend your account. That's gonna be a red flag.
And this support at bankingservices.com. So ultimately, it would usually be whatever the actual bank is. But don't they sometimes even get like one letter wrong? Where if it's U of I Community Credit Union, and they would be like
swap
UOI or something like that.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Real quick before we wrap up, let's see the last one.
Okay.
All right, can you spot the fraud from urgent? Again, the urgency. Your bank account has been temporarily suspended due to suspicious activity. Please verify your identity immediately by clicking the link below at Fake Bank Verify. So I would probably call Fake Bank at Verify because that would be a red flag. What's the right answer?
So a big one here too is that lack of personalization. So again, they're not... No Jacqueline. They're not, telling our name here. The urgency is always a big one. Anytime somebody is urgently needing you to do something, that permanent account closure, all of those things are going to be
red flags.
Red flags. Fraud.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both so much for being here and sponsoring our segment and for all of this useful information. And I know you also have a webinar coming up, right?
We do.
Yes, we do. March 27th at 6 p.m. We're going to talk all about fraud.
Yep.
All right, perfect. Well, tune in March 27th, 6 p.m. And if you want to watch this segment again and double check those fraud points, you can visit us on the web at CILiving.tv after the show.